Well, anyway, so T-Star's from Northwest Iowa.
Little Rock, Iowa.
Little Rock, Iowa. How many people are living in Little Rock?
Probably, pushing 500.
Pushing 500. So, all right. So, talk about how you were able to earn a Division I scholarship coming out of Georgia Little Rock, and how did you choose USD?
Well, it's a little bit different of a story. Just coming out of high school, didn't have the grades and didn't put the work in time and I needed to have that opportunity, and so I kind of missed out there. So I ended up going to USD after taking summer classes. Coach Ed Meyercore was generous enough to give me an opportunity, and then that's kind of how it went. Senior year came around and we were signing with them.
And let's talk about Ed Meyercore for a little bit. Obviously, he didn't last the entire duration we were there, but Ed Meyercore, when people ask me about Ed Meyercore, he reminds me of Rex Ryan. As loud as he gets, a player's coach. His big thing, I think, was that he didn't pay attention to the small details, the academic side of it, potentially. But man, I love playing for him. I don't know about you, but
yeah, man. Coach Meyercore and I, he's the one that gave me this opportunity to start this all. So I feel like we got a kind of special relationship. I got a chance to see him playing in preseason games, and it just running the tunnel. I saw him and Reed there, and they're going nuts, and man, that was a pretty cool moment because we've been through a lot and haven't been able to see each other for a while, and to really kind of reunite like that was pretty cool.
And I have to agree too. I mean, it's just a gratitude from me as well with Coach Meyercore, because it seemed like he was giving guys shots that weren't getting from other schools, right? I mean, you as far as academically, me, I had a long record of injuries, and he gave us a shot, and we were both successful. So shout out Ed if you're watching this. But so talk about, many people don't know that you came into USD weighing maybe 210 pounds, flirting with the idea of playing wide receiver.
Yeah, definitely came in real skinny, scrawny, man. Didn't really have a position. I think kind of linebacker, kind of athlete, kind of, and the rest was history.
The rest was history. So, talk about your freshman year. You had a little bit of turmoil your freshman year, and talk about how you overcame that to become the athlete and student that you did.
Well, I didn't learn from my mistakes in high school. I went into college with the same attitude, kind of thought I could take care of myself, do what I want, kind of thing, and ended up getting behind on my grades, and I ended up falling short of credit coming into my first eligible season after redshirting, and started all spring ball, and then find out I was short, and ended up having a city year, and that helped me learn and grow as an individual and as a man, and I think helped me tackle other hurdles I had in the future.
Well, I definitely think the maturity level was from your second year. It was almost like it was a shock to you, right? Just a shock. It's just I'm like, holy shit, football isn't in my life right now. I'm one of the best players at practice in the weight room, and I can't go out and perform because of school. So, like, talk about the importance of actually performing not only on the field but also in the classroom, so that you can ball out on Saturdays.
Yeah, I think and it's all. I think it starts with your habits. I think and just where you spend your time and who you spend your time with, and that's a lesson that is very simple but can be forgotten very easily as well. And once I started figuring out that I got to spend more time in the library, dedicate the time that these classes need, and that I can learn and grow and succeed in the classroom, which will help me go out there and do what I love to do.
Well, I think you hit it right there. It's like, people say this all the time, and I don't think people take it seriously enough. Like, you are who your friends are. Yeah. The way that people think and the ideas that people are putting in your head that you're with on a consistent basis, you're going to start thinking the same way. And if it's a powerful way of thinking, if you're hanging out with people who are going to class or doing the right things, you're going to do the right things. And obviously, vice versa, goes with that as well. But yeah, so obviously you balled out at USD in small town Verne, South Dakota, All-American. And for people that don't know Tyler Starr, I say this wholeheartedly, and he is the best athlete that I've ever seen perform in person in my entire life. This guy coming off the edge is ridiculous. I felt bad for our linemen at USD who were trying to get their hands on him and see this guy chopping hands down. So All-American at USD. Did you set the sacks record? Tied the sacks record. What a disappointment.
I know,
Come on, bro.
I missed like 3 sacks in the NSU game, my last season game.
It is what it is. It is. Mind you, that I did get the receiving record at UNC, but I'm also not in the NFL. So he wins that battle. But talk about your process. You got into senior year. You knew you were going to get a shot. Talk about the training, kind of getting connected with Kyle Strong and your agent, and then, eventually the draft, because you went in the 5th round?
No, in the 7th. No, but coming out of college there, ended up graduating in the fall there, so I had that spring semester to kind of focus on training and what was to come next. Ended up meeting with Kyle Strong, who's an agent for MGC Sports, and he gave me an opportunity, and got a chance to sit down and have supper at Minerva's downtown Sioux Falls here, and kind of just everything after that, just ended up liking the guy. Man, you got to be able to read people, especially in that industry. And Kyle's been nothing but great to me and my family. And I like him a lot. And
on that, do you see a lot of guys that you've been involved with in the NFL? Do you see them making mistakes with agents? Are there really good agents and then really shitty ones, or what does that actually entail?
I think you have to be able to meet this person one-on-one and really talk to him, and not make the mistake that. Don't get entranced by maybe the size of his company and how much money they're bringing in, maybe the athletes they have there. Make sure you still get down to know the guy, because at the end of the day, this guy is kind of going to be fighting for you, and you want to make sure that he's going to do his job.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something that a lot of guys don't realize. That this is a business partner, and if you don't vibe with this guy, if you don't click with him on a daily basis, you're not going to want to call him 3 times a week, and he's not going to reciprocate that. He's not going to go out of his way to make you money, which is obviously the end goal. But yeah, so talk about the feeling that you had when you were drafted 7th round. As the draft was going on, did you have any nerves that you weren't going to get picked up? And then when it happened, what was that feeling like?
Yeah, I was nervous because it was getting towards the end there, and at that point, at the end of the day, all I wanted was an opportunity to play, and Atlanta ended up calling me late in the 7th round. And, that's just, I'm so thankful for them and what the opportunity they gave me, Coach Mike Smith, and, like I said, that was kind of the start of it.
Right on. And talk about league life. People, I think, have no idea what playing in the NFL actually entails, and, what the day-to-day is like, what the offseason is like. I know it's kind of a broad question, but I'm just going to let you run with it.
It's just a different atmosphere, because at a normal, job or, a 9 to 5, you think about driving to work and going to the office, and, that's the kind of lifestyle you live on there. Where we, go in there, we got locker room life, and then we got, outside life where we're going out in the community and talking. So it's kind of like we're still showing up, maybe 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but we're putting our work and our time in just like everybody else is. It's not an office setting, there's a locker room setting, commentary setting, there's PR setting, and then on the field setting, which, can be completely, different than anyone's ever experienced in their professional life.
Right. Yeah. No, I think just every young kid obviously dreams about playing in the NFL, and people don't understand the hard work that you guys are actually putting in on a day-to-day basis. The hours that you're going from, you're going from class to training tables to getting taped up to getting massage, which actually sounds kind of nice, but to pre-practice, to practice, to post-practice film. Training camp is a grind, right? You're mentally and physically worn down.
And I think that's what makes it so great, is that, people just see, what's shown on television for the most part, what they read in articles, or see that what the media is posted, but, sometimes that information can be skewed. So to actually hear what the lifestyle is actually like, it's sacred. So there's only certain things you can go into, because as a family, as a brotherhood, what we are as football players, there's just certain things you don't touch. That's ours, and that's not for the public. So, but as far as what the life is like, it's just, man, you have to be so dedicated. You're almost to the point where sometimes your family, sometimes things have to be kind of set aside, because you're on the line. Your life is on the line. Your career is on the line every day if you're not a franchise player, and if you're not out there, really trying to put everything into it in extra time. So maybe 12 hours turns into a 14-hour day or 15-hour day, just to make sure that you can have your body right and mind right for that next day.
Yeah, no doubt. And talk about just the transition from college to NFL. I mean, what were the main differences? What are the main things that stuck out to you when you first got to the league? The level of competition, the professionalism of it.
I would say the speed, and then I would say just the detail that it goes down to. Like it's amazing. Like the way we see football is so much different than the way the average viewer watches football. Like we see just a bunch of different statistics and kind of probabilities or different outcomes. It's all scenario based because things can happen like that. There's 11 different parts. Everything has to fit together, and you got to change the math, and like there's just so many different ways of football that you can learn and you can break down and you can teach kids and these athletes. It's amazing what it's come down to.
Well, and just the players are so much more elite at that level, right? I mean, you've got vets that have been doing this for years and who've been in these big time games. And I mean, would you say that, in all honesty, do you think that the coaching is that much better as well? Like those guys are making a lot of cash and they are trying to get you better on a day to day.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about my linebacker coach at Atlanta, Jeff Powell. He's not gonna like that I talk about him just because you don't need the credit like that because he's just a cool dude, man. I learned so much from him, just being a former player and having to deal with some things that you have as a player, and then like before and after the game, and he's taught me how to really be able to push through things, and he's broken down the game. I've never seen someone so passionate about the game than Coach Alberg, man. He dedicates his life to it, and I wish to be, have as much dedication as he does.
Right on. Well, so switching gears a little bit, obviously you're in South Dakota right now. You're closing on a house, right?
We're looking for something on the west side right now, I think.
Which I'm not a fan of the west side of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but it is what it is. It's nice, but not for me. But why South Dakota? What is the appeal of being here in the off season? Talk about your family and just expand upon why you're here.
I think you hit it on the head there. Family, that's where we want to be around. Being away in Georgia for the past 3 years, you don't get to see your family as much. And growing up, we're real family oriented, and also the culture. I mean, the culture you get back here, you go into Atlanta and experience just a different culture, a little faster pace. It's just different. I mean, it's just more people. It's not as homely as back in South Dakota is.
And people have no idea. People that aren't from South Dakota, they don't understand how nice the people are here, how safe everything is here. You don't ever got to worry about people doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like people want to help other people in South Dakota, which is obviously the appeal for us, right?
I think so. And this is where you want to raise a family, where it comes down to for us. My wife Megan and our son Hunter and Cash, and we want to be able to have them grow up in a community where we know that the community's going to care about them, and we're part of that community. We're giving back to that community because we want our kids to really experience the same thing we got to.
And talk about your two sons, Cash and Hunter. Cash is how old is Cash?
Cash is about 16 months.
And Hunter is?
About going to be 6 years, man.
6 years already. Wow. So talk about, what they have actually meant to your football career and just your daily motivation.
My family is everything to me because without them, really, I wouldn't be what I am today. They've gotten me through so much, and just they've stuck with me through all this. Got to bounce around, and just want to give a shout out to my wife for just being able to stick through all this chaos and just kind of always do it and help me chase this dream. It's a lot and it's hard on her, and she's done nothing but been amazing, and also just helped me become a better person because she keeps me on top of my stuff, man. She's a little spitfire, but I love her.
Mind you that I went to high school with his wife Megan and her twin sister Whitney. They've been my homies for the longest time. So when they linked up and decided to get hitched, it made me very happy. Yeah. Although I was in Europe during your guys' wedding, which was incredibly disappointing. But I wish I was there. But so Talk about your goals for the future. Obviously, your hip feels good again. You're going to be bouncing back. What do you have actually? Talk about next month, actually. Just what you got going on next month.
So next month, March 25th, I was invited to the vet combine out in Arizona at the Cardinals facility, and we're going to go out there and try and show the league that I'm coming back and going to put up hopefully numbers better than I put up at the combine. So this kid's feeling good and ready for some more football.
No doubt, no doubt. And then, what are your long-term goals? Off the field. Along with that.
I know generally what I kind of want to do. I want to get back to the game. I want to be able to help spread some knowledge and just help kids kind of get to where they want to be. Help them succeed in life, whether it's through football or some sort of sport. I think that it's important for these kids to know that they can achieve their goals if they put their mind to it.
That's excellent. And Tyler's very, very, very much involved with the new D1 facility over there on the southeast side of town. And you're working one-on-one with kids, working group sessions. You just had your big linebacker camp. What does that mean to you to actually be able to give back to these kids?
Well, first off, I think D1 has a great facility for us to do most of this at, and something for the southeast side, closer to my hometown. I'm from Iowa, northwest corner there, just east of Larchwood. I think having that opportunity for these kids to be able to come and train is going to make them that much better athlete. We didn't have that as much when we were a kid of era, in a lot of more small time groups, but we didn't have anything that we have now.
And the one thing that I want to really touch on before I forget about T-Star is this dream of his didn't start when he knew when he was talented, everyone was telling him he was going to the league. This dream started when I met him. Well, he probably even before then in high school. But when I met him my freshman year of college, he looked at me and he said, I'm like, T-Star, what are you trying to do in life? Like, I'm studying finance, I'm trying to get a business career going. And he goes, I'm gonna play in the NFL someday. And he just looked at me dead straight in the eyes, like not an ounce of doubt in his mind. And I'm like, who the hell is this dude that's thinking he's going to the league? Then as he progressed, it's just like, wow, like his dream is really manifesting. And it kind of goes back to, something that I 100% believe in, and it's just manifesting your own reality, turning your dreams into reality because you convince yourself that it's going to happen. And I think you are the perfect example of that.
Yeah, man, I think that's the craziest thing. I didn't even know I was manifesting my dream at one time. I was just really, speaking from, I almost didn't really have an answer for Will when he asked that question. And the only thing that could come to my mind of anything I ever wanted to do was just play football and play in the National Football League. I think being a pro was a dream to have by third grade. It was as far as I can remember. And now here I am. Now I'm trying to chase that dream again and get back in the league.
I love it, man. I love it. And to add to that, T-Star, what year did you get your sleeve tattoo?
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year. He pulls up with the sleeve. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, you can show a little bit. I don't know if you can zoom into that. I mean, it goes all the way up his arm. He's got a big medal on his shoulder to represent your grandfather, right? Yeah. And he looks at you. I'm like, T-Star, what, dude? Like, come on. And he's like, I got no other choice. I got no other choice but to make it in the league now. And what does he do? He made it happen, man. So I'm just so happy about that. And I mean, I guess as we're coming to a close, what advice do you give to young athletes to achieve their goal and to make their dream come true, whether it be football, whether it be becoming a doctor or a scientist? What advice do you have?
I think some general advice would be just to listen more, talk less. I think you can learn so much, and as you enter very important stages of your life, you're gonna want to. You're still fresh in the professional world, so you got to make sure that. Going into middle schoolers, you got to start teaching the high school game. In the high school game, you got to start teaching the college game. You always want to stay one step ahead. You're trying to gain information from people who have been where you want to go. So start associating yourself with people and things that say I want to be in the NFL. So I got to start watching NFL films. I got to start trying to play like that. I got to increase my game to that, and just keep trying to stay one step ahead of the game, and you always be where you want to be.
And do you have any regrets looking back on your life? Do you wish you would have done anything different?
I can't say I have any regrets because what I've done has made me who I am today. But I definitely have made mistakes and I had to learn from those. So I think the most important thing is don't have regrets, but learn from the mistakes and failures you have. And failures do make you a better person because they make you overcome the hurdles that you have.
Excellent, excellent. And the way that I want to try to close this podcast, each episode is with an I will pledge with my guests. So an I will pledge saying I am going to accomplish this. Again, going back to the manifestation of your thoughts and your dreams. So T-Star, what is your I will pledge today?
My pledge is I will give back to the game that has given me so much for me and my family and all the people and future competitors of the game.
I love it. I love it. A true pioneer and a true ambassador of the game. I hope that, obviously as I'm involved in the international football community, T-Star, I hope that he's coming along with me on future trips so we can spread this thing around the world. I'm not sure how the wife will feel. Well, she may as well come.
Hey, we need a honeymoon.
There we go. Honeymoon in Europe, maybe Brazil. But anyway, that's it for the I Will podcast, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. Will be released very, very soon. T-Star, thank you so much for being my guinea pig on the first episode. I think it's going to turn out really, really excellent.
Thanks for having me. Blessed.
All right, bro. Until next time, take care, guys.